Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and the very next day, you took it away. Last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. More free roam. Let's see. More free roam streams with Erica. That requires getting her to go outside. That is incredibly, incredibly difficult. All right. Let's see. Hey, everybody. How's it going? So here we have an A1502 MacBook, and let's see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Oh. This is here for warranty. All right, so this means that we had fixed the board, and it came back because the board was not fully fixed, or it died again. So it looks like from the notes, this is the one where it actually worked, and then it died again. So I'm going to find myself a magnet so that I can open this up and figure this out. This doesn't happen all the time, but it is going to happen. You know, these are complex boards, complex machines, complex things. Not as complex as trying to find a magnet on this damn desk. I will be right back in a moment since I need to get a magnet to keep track of all of my screws. Make sure that this machine does not have any screws loose, like me. This is a magnet desert here. Okay, here we go. Found it. Dead fishies? Have my donations been going to RTR.org? I saw one that went in from the... No, it's not Bienvenuti. It's Benevity. Benevity. They did not accept my documents, though, so I saw something came in from Benevity, but they did not accept my documentation, so I have to resend my documentation because apparently they think that Chase is not a bank. But I'm working on that. But thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And yeah, why not dead fishies? And thank you. Okay. So I got myself a magnet. And let's open this thing up. It ain't fixing unless it's an SMC reball. I don't want to do no SMC reball. You're the most woke person on YouTube right now. Just stating facts. I don't know. The W word has a lot of baggage with it nowadays, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Do you still read Twitch? Nope. Never. Never have, never will. Never have, never will. What do you think when do you think the M1 chips go south? I don't know. You ever complete a coin toss program in PHP? I gave up on that so long ago. I suck. I'm not a programmer. I stick to my knitting. Lewis fixes something, more like Lewis botches something. Nope. This is Lewis does warranty repair and fixes it. Maybe call it Chase Bank instead of Chase and they might get a clue. I don't know. Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Okay, so this is... Alright. Let's see what's going on with this machine. So I'm going to open up schematic and a board view for an 820-4924. 8204924. I don't know, XR. I don't know. Okay, first thing to do is see what this is doing. I'm not sick. I'm doing great. Let's see. Okay, we got 18 volts, and it's taking 5 milliamps. And we're not getting a green light on the charger. Okay, so I'm going to take the board out of the case, and we're going to try to figure out why it's not getting a green light in the charger. Now, Paul fixed this last time, and I'm confident that Paul did not do anything stupid, because his repair work, he doesn't make stupid mistakes. He just doesn't. He's so meticulous about everything. It's almost to the point of being a meme. So I think he may have had bad luck, and something else died on this board. But there's only one way to find out, and that's to open it up and see. Please come to India, we need you. I don't think you need me in India. I think you need someone that knows how to treat or cure COVID in India right now, and that's definitely not me. You need people that are way smarter than me. Way smarter, way more capable. But also, this is last stream I had a bunch of India spam in my chat. Is that what this is? Are you an actual viewer, or is this part of the spam? Because I got so much spam in my last live stream that it drove me nuts. Dead fish and dead plants and bound, 30-ish minutes. 1 box is vegetarian. Thank you, Chris. By the way, how are you doing? Because the last 2 streams I was in, I remember you were having a migraine issue. Has that gotten any better? I was going to make a joke about... No. Okay, so this is why you don't read Twitch chat. Someone here is talking about getting me food, and then someone else is talking about shit. We're just going to disable Twitch chat. 1 sec. We're just going to go to Twitch chat, and we're going to turn that off. Yeah, there's no reason to have Twitch chat here. Yeah, it's one thing for Twitch to not be monetized. It's another for you guys to be talking about defecation right as I'm getting food. Yep. All right. GTFO, Twitch. That's what I get for using Twitch. Okay. Okay. So I'm kind of curious if after disconnecting everything in the machine, if we have any difference in behavior. Because that would indicate that it wasn't a board issue, but a parts issue. Something that Jessa Jones at iPad Rehab always says is, before you say it's a board issue, make sure it's not a parts issue. This is what she teaches at her school, and I agree with her teachings here 100%. So I'm going to plug the charger back in, and we're going to see, is this a board issue or a parts issue? And it's still taking 4 milliamps, and we're not getting a light in the charger. So let's continue. Now, let's go down the list. Hey, her ears must have been... Your ears must have been ringing. So I just mentioned Jessa, and she just showed up in the stream. Jessa, I said something nice about you. You're not supposed to show up when I'm saying something nice about you. It's going to get your ego up there. Cookie? No cookie. I ate 2 slices of carrot cake the other day, and I was bloated for 3 days. I can't do that. And yes, this is a replaceable SSD. When you say parts issue, what do you mean? I mean parts issue. There are many parts issue, so. I mean what I said. I don't know how else to say. You know, you have a keyboard, a trackpad, an I/O board. All this stuff is attached to the machine, and all this stuff can screw it up. So, anything that is not the board itself. So let's go over this. And Jessa said, "What day are you coming by next week?" We'll see. I want to pack my stuff, and I will try to get that down tonight. I'd like to visit Jessa, and I'd also like to visit my dad. I haven't seen my dad in a while. And there are certain reasons that I'd like to visit him sooner rather than later. He just turned 72, so I don't know how much longer he's going to be here for. So I'd like to take some time to see him more often. I've kind of spent the last 10 years, 11 years, just he's noticed too, and just like nonstop go, work. And I'm kind of at a point where I don't have to be at work all the time, for shit to get done. So I'd kind of like to spend some time and visit my dad. And Jess's is on the way, so I figured I'd visit her place, and she got a new store, and I haven't even visited since she got her new store, and I kind of feel a bit guilty about that. So let's see if any of you can guess what are the things that we go over. So we have no green light, and we're taking 5 milliamps. What are we looking for in the schematic? We have no green light. What do we do? What do we do? Carrot cake is badass. I agree with you. Carrot cake is badass. It's just, carbs bloat me so bad. I love carbs, but it bloats me like crazy. And it doesn't matter how much I exercise. It's just, I'll try it, iPad Rehab. I'll try it. Find one wire. Great. Good stuff. So we're going to take a look at the schematic and the board view. And let's take a look and see if our PP342_G3 hot is present. If you don't know why I'm looking for that, or you don't know what the one-wire circuit is, I would highly suggest you watch any of the other probably 600 videos I did on the same particular topic. So we need that power rail to power the system management controller and the one-wire circuit so the charger can speak to the machine and tell it that it is a good charger and that it can turn on. And we have 3.4 volts there, so we should be getting a light in the charger, but we're not. Now, PP bus. What is PP bus G3 hot? So PP bus G3 hot is 0 volts. That's strange. Now, the one-wire circuit is going to be activated here. Let me just put the schematic on the screen, full view, to make this easy. Schematic, there we go. Now, let's go over how this works. So in order for you to get a green light, this is your charger, right? So you have 18 volts, you have adapter sense, and you got ground. Now, adapter sense is going to have to speak to the SMC, and it does so through this chip over here. So this chip over here is what's going to allow adapter sense from the charger to speak to sys1 wire, and sys1 wire is going to be, let's see, sys_1 wire. That's going to go to the system management controller. See, this over here? This is what's called a system management controller, U5000. I know that because when you go down here, it says SMC, and that SMC does not stand for suck my cunt. It means this stands for system management controller. So we are going to go back to where we were before, over here. Now, for this to work, this chip to work, and allow the charger to talk to the SMC, it needs to be getting 3.4 volts on the VCC pin. On all these chips, whatever you have in the top, it's usually where the power is coming. It's going to be called like VCC, VDD, VIN, and that is where voltage is going to come in. Robust conversations, magtrometer, exploding batteries, air, fried MacBook Air CPUs, make sure your PP bus works. Thank you, Nilly. Now this chip over here is going to be what supplies the 3.42 volts to this chip. So this chip gets 3.42 volts in, and if SMC BC ACOK is present, on the output you're going to get SMC BC ACOK VCC, which is going to power this chip, which is going to allow adapter sense to talk to the SMC via the sys1 wire line. Now, kind of curious, is this chip putting out 3.42 volts over here? Because we have 3.42 volts, we just measured this, so now let's measure the rest. So I'm going to go use Paul Daniels' amazing software here. I'm going to click on this, and once I click on U7001, it's going to show me right where that is on the board view. Thanks to the magic of Paul Daniels' software. You can check them out at youtube.com/19PLD73. That's youtube.com/19PLD73. Now we're going to see what's going on over there. So we're going to check. We're going to turn the multimeter on like that. We're going to toggle it like bam. And check this out right there. So what do we have? Aha. So we don't have, okay, it's missing. So 3.42 volts is present. However, it's not sending anything out. Okay, well, let's go back to the schematic and board view. Let's see. Now, is it the chip to blame? Or is it that it's not getting its input signal? Because if it has PP342 over here, but it's not putting out 3.42 volts over here, we could blame the chip, replace the chip, right? No, we got to figure out if it's actually at fault. So this signal over here is kind of like the electronic version of a mechanical light switch. So when there is 3.42 volts on pins 1 and 2, you will get this out on pin 4. Is this over here on pin 1 and 2? That's a great question, and that's a question that we're not going to be able to answer without measuring. So we are going to see where that is on here. We go back to the board, and it's not there. Now, where does SMC BC ACOK come from? Great question. Great question. That's going to come from U7100. U7100 is down here. Now, I made a guide a long, long time ago, and this guide goes over the creation of that particular signal. And I'm kind of curious if anybody here remembers that guide. Does anybody here know how that works? Does anybody here know how we're going to get charger ACOK? By the way, SMC BC ACOK turns into charger ACOK at some point in the schematic. So how are we going to get charger ACOK over here? What's going to allow this chip to shoot that out? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? ISL. No. Okay, so this is the ISL 6259. My question is what signals are going to make it shoot this out? That's like saying, how is your body know to digest food? And then you just say body. It's like, no. Okay, you failed your you failed your exam. Indeed, this is Ethereum. Anybody else? Vince says rehot SMC. When Mr. Clinton comes up to me and he bites my microphone or he scratches my speaker in front of me, what I'll do is I'll just flick him in the nose. So I just flicked you in the nose. Now, since we're in the honor system here and this is the internet, I can't really flick you in the nose through the camera. So I want you on the honor system. You're gonna, every time you think something like that and you say it, you're gonna flick your own nose. So go ahead and do that. Next. What signal needs to be present for charger ACOK to shoot out of U7100, the ISL 6259? This is in the guide. That is that 100-page slideshow that is on every single one of my board repair videos. Who is paying attention? None of you paid attention. Ever. Oh, this is painful. You know, on my YouTube channel, it says that what we do here is we teach component level board repair. Don't make me erase that. Finally! Okay, Sis Ow says AC in. Yes! Someone actually fucking read that guide that I put weeks into putting together. When charger AC in is present on the left, you get charger ACOK on the right. Good stuff. So, what we have on pin 3. So we're going to check over here, charger AC in. So over here, the 18 volts that comes in through the charger is going to go to this voltage divider, which takes it from about 16 to 18 volts and turns it around 3.8 to 4.2. And that's going to go into pin 3. If we have charger AC in, then we get charger ACOK. If we don't have charger AC in, then it pulls charger ACOK down. Finally, that is, who am I crediting here with getting that right? We are crediting Sis Ow. You get credit. Okay. I'm just here to give dead fishies, man. Don't make me answer questions. I will make you answer questions until I give you another migraine, Christopher Kelly. All right. So let's go over this and find where that is on the board. Find where that is on the board. Jessa, are you still here or have you left at this point? Okay. So charger AC in was pin 3. Pin 3, according to the schematic and board view, is over here. I can measure on any one of those little components, and we're going to do just that. What do we have? I'm just here to give dead fishes. Okay, 4 volts. 4 volts. So we got 4 volts, right? So we have 4 volts on charger AC in, but we don't have 3 volts on charger ACOK. Now, what else is charger ACOK going to that could potentially be pulling this down? Well, let's see. Schematic and board view says, I feel shameful, says Tony. And you should, sir. Now, if we go over here, you'll see that there is a pull-up resistor that is going to pull that up to 3.42 volts, and it will only be pulled down when the ISL chooses to pull it down if charger ACOK is not present, or the SMC pulls it down because the SMC died. Now, this pull-up resistor needs to be in good condition because this is going to take PP3V42_G3 hot. It's going to take PP3V42_G3 hot and is going to pull it up to 3.42 volts. So it is naturally at 3.42 volts unless something pulls it down. So we are going to put the microscope on and we are going to inspect that area and see if there's anything strange about that resistor. Okay, what do we have here? What do we have? So we have what looks to be a beautiful resistor. I mean, I'm going to measure the ohms of it, but I know that's a waste of time because that resistor looks just fine. It doesn't have a hole in it. It's beautiful. It's gonna come out just fine. And as you can see on the screen, it's measuring 10.4K. It's supposed to be 100K, but if anything, again, we're not just measuring the resistance of this. We're measuring the resistance of everything around it. But above all, lower resistance. If anything, a lower resistance on your pull-up resistor should not result in the voltage on the other side of the pull-up resistor being lower than expected. It would result in it being higher, not lower. So that is not our problem. Now, we are going to take a look at our ISL 6259 area over here, and I'm going to make an assumption that this is bad. Now, before we make that assumption, we're going to make sure that this chip is actually getting power. So, first thing I'm going to do here is check and see if our ISL 6259 is actually getting what it needs on charger DC in, not just charger AC in. Remember, if you take a look at the schematic and the board view, firstly, the ISL 6259 needs to be getting PP5V1 on pins 19 and 20, and secondly, it also needs to be getting 16 to 18 volts on pin 2 on charger DC in. R7105 can sometimes open up and go up to hundreds or thousands of ohms, or the chip that makes PP5V1 can die. So we are going to figure out what's going on at those two particular areas. So let's take a look and measure on pin 2 and see if charger DC in is present. Okay, so we have one pin on grounds, and the other pin is going to go on there. Oh, dumb and ohms. I'm being a dumbass. Okay, so we put that there, and this here, and as you can see, we have 0 volts on, oh, I don't have the fucking charger plugged in. Oh my god. Wow, retirement has not been good to me. Okay, next, let's try this again. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so we have 1 volt. 1 volt on charger DC in. Okay, what does that mean? Well, that means one of a couple of things could be true. Behind door number 1, the ISL 6259 is bad and dragging charger DC in down. Behind door number 2, R7105 has opened, and as a result, is not letting the 16 volts from the charger go through. So let's take a look at R7105. Let's see what that resistor looks like, and let's see if we can figure out if that's the cause of our problem. Now, that resistor is supposed to be 20 ohms, and when we take a look under the microscope and we measure in ohms mode, by the way, unplug the charger anytime you're doing an ohms mode measurement, we're going to measure that resistor, and we're going to see what we're getting on the screen. So we're going to do this, and it says 1.7 kiloohms. Now, that's 1,785 ohms. So what happened with this machine is that we fixed it, and then R7105 died after it was with the customer for a month. That sucks. I feel bad for Paul, because that's one of those things where, you know, like Paul is an amazing employee, and he's really good at board repair, and sometimes this shit happens and you look like an idiot. That's why we have warranties. That's why warranties exist. You know, I feel bad for the customer, because, you know, the customer had to come back to the store. I really do. It's not fun. It's not fun when you pay to get something fixed, and you know, a month later it gives you the same problem that you had before, even if it is for a different reason. But at the same time, like, this is not the kind of warranty where I am going to take Paul aside and say you didn't do proper quality control, because this is because there's really no way that you're going to be able to predict that a resistor that has no corrosion by it, that measured perfectly fine in the past, is just going to decide that it's going to die. Like, that's just that would be unreasonable of me, and so I feel bad. You know. But yeah, this is you know, there are warranty jobs where you look at it and you want to fire someone, and I've been there and I've done it, and this is one of those warranties where it's just, Paul has horrible luck. He has always had horrible luck. He will continue to have horrible luck because he's Paul, and that's kind of why we love him. So I'm gonna take this. Now, some may say that it's possible that R7105 was at 40 or 50 ohms and just working just good enough in the beginning, but then died fully after we sent it back to the customer, and that this could have been resolved by checking that beforehand. However, knowing Paul's troubleshooting process, anytime there's any issue around the ISL, and here there was an issue, he checks that first before anything else, because everybody here goes through the process where they spend half an hour on something only to realize they were being trolled by a bad charger, DC, and resistor. So that's pretty much the first part of the troubleshooting, so I know that he would have checked that. This is just a standard case of, yeah, just Paul's luck. Wow, I got 300 live viewers on YouTube, but 178 on Twitch. That is insane. That's crazy. Just a big round of applause for everybody that chose to spend their time watching a board repair video today. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to solder this on the board, and... or not. All right, we try that again. You know what? We're going to go and we're going to give that another shot. Get the fuck out. Come on. Come on, you piece of... Bada bing. Factory, baby. Factory. Beautiful. All right. Let's touch it up a little bit. And... add a little bit of flux, make it look factory new. After the ultrasonic, this is going to be beautiful. Now, next thing we do, just to make sure we're not in for another killing of this, right, is why do these resistors open? They open because there's a short on the other end of it. So I put one probe of the multimeter to ground and the other probe over here. And 18 kilo ohms to ground. There's no short to ground. We're going to see if this turns on and has a fan spin. I am fairly confident at this point that we have a fan spin, but there's only one way to find out if we have a fan spin, right? And that way to figure out if we have a fan spin is to plug it in and turn it on. I think we're going to have a fan spin. I'm just going to save the rubber over there and see what we get. Okay, we get 140 milliamps. That's not what the... That's not good. Okay, so that's progress, but that's not good. And we also don't get a light in the charger. So there's some more stuff that we're going to have to measure here. That's not fan spin. That's not even close to fan spin, actually. Okay, so back to the effing drawing board, right? So, first thing here is PP bus 0.4. Let's see, PP3V. Okay, are we at least getting the one-wire circuit going? Okay, 3.42 volts is at least going to my one-wire circuit now. Do we get some credit for that? Do we get some credit for that? Do we have a short on PP bus? What the hell happened here? What the F happened here? We do. Okay, so we have a couple of things going on here at the same time, right? So first thing we have is we have a short on PP bus G3 hot. Let's go over to the schematic again and try and show you how we're going to figure this out, given that we have two problems at the same time. So our problem was that charger DC in, the resistor for charger DC in was blown, meaning that the ISL 6259 probably did something suspect. The second problem we have is that PP bus G3 hot, which is the power rails created by this chip, is also shorted to ground, which means, again, what are the things that these two things have in common? What does charger DC in have in common with PP bus G3 hot? The ISL 6259. So this ISL 6259 is likely dead. So we are going to replace the ISL 6259. But before I replace it, I'm just going to simply remove it from the board. We're going to remove it from the board and see if this gets rid of our short circuit. I have a feeling that it will. One of the resistors by U7100. There was something on the board. I don't know what you mean. Something. There's a bunch of something on the board. Alright, so we remove this chip. Q7030. You mean Q7130, don't you? You don't mean Q7030. But an L is here. Let's see. Now, you take... but also, that would not explain charger DC and being shorted simultaneously. Okay. So from 17 ohms up, but this is still too low. That's fucked up. That doesn't make any damn sense. That's still too low. Way too low. Yeah. Like, it's going up, but this is not good. No, that's not the way it's supposed to go. Okay, so I think meant Q7130, which is going to be this over here. Now, if our ISL did something stupid, then it's also very likely that the transistor that it controls did something stupid. So we are... Or that the transistor that it controls did something stupid to kill the ISL. Either way, we're going to change them all out as a pair. I got a video on this from a while back talking about changing all the little pieces of the buck converter out at the same time. So, do this. It's not difficult. You have a schematic where you could check pretty much everything. Yeah, this is easy as pie. There's totally no difficulty to it. Not at all. I'm confident that there's zero difficulty in doing this at all. It's so easy. They teach you how to do this in kindergarten. Why do your moderators ban me? I don't hate you. Probably because you're spamming or something. I don't know. I'm not really paying attention to it. I've been getting annoying spam for the past week or so in chat, and it's really creepy. But it may have something to do with that. But yeah, I'm fixing a board, so I don't have time to focus on that. I trust my moderators to make decent decisions. I don't second guess them on every single thing that they do. It's just not worth my time or effort. Okay, now as you can see, when I remove the transistor, now we're up to 2 to 3 kiloohms. 2 to 3 kiloohms. That's a big difference right there. So what probably happened here, let's go over this. This is a good one. So what probably happened here is you had either the ISL 6259 go bad, and then caused this to be on all the time, which killed Q7130, or Q7130 went bad, which caused it to be on all the time, which then killed the ISL. And then when that died, then it shorted and took charger DC in with it. Either way, really, really bad luck on Paul's part. Really, really horrible luck, standard and typical to the experience of being Paul S. and dealing with his Q at Ross and Repair Group and having this problem. So we are going to just replace everything in one foul swoop, the charger DC in resistor, in rush, Q7130, and the ISL 6259 all at the same time, and go from there. Just, I don't trust any of this stuff, and it's gone. Alrighty. So we have a little QFN chip that we got to solder over here. I don't know what you said, Andreas. I honestly wasn't even reading. Again, I spent a lot of my time in the microscope. I'm not matting people. I'm not managing chat. Because if I managed chat, then I would not be able to read the schematic, and I would not be able to do any soldering. So, yeah, I can't. Okay, next up. Up here. I use leaded solder, Quinton, because it's easier to work with. And it allows me to work at lower temperatures, which is more healthy for the surrounding areas of the board. Now, the only person that I would actually actively take time out to ban or moderate with chat would be someone like Ultra Newt in YouTube, who says dead CPU calling it now. See, you not only deserve to be banned from this channel, you should be banned from YouTube, you should be banned from society, you should be banned from virtually everything. Because there's nothing that's more fucked up than wishing a dead CPU on someone while they're fixing a board in a microscope. That is horrible behavior, that is shameful, that is disgusting! And I will not stand for watching it. Disgusting! Dead CPU. GTFO! It's like your car stops working on the side of the road, and it's your only car, and you have a long road trip, and your wife's pregnant and maybe about to enter labor, and instead of saying, oh yeah, I hope it's just a battery issue, I go, yeah, probably a dead transmission. Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here, you mofo! Dead CPU. How do you take care of the fumes while soldering? I use a HAKKO FA430. So everybody who has a station here has a HAKKO FA430, and I enforce people keeping it on while soldering. It's not one of those cheap ass carbon filters that is just like, you know, like a little piece of carbon and a computer fan in front of it. It's a really nice air filter. It's a fume extractor, not an air filter, so I can be more accurate there. And it grabs all the stuff into this giant filter, so it's got a pre-filter and then this giant HEPA thingy, and it's really loud, but it sits under the desk. Now, because I don't want my machine to have little solder balls running around it like they often come here from manufacturing, I do this thing that I call kind of like filing my nails around the chip when I'm done, just to get rid of any of the excess. So why am I doing this with a micro pencil on a giant cap? That's stupid. No, Rambo, no. Maven, the TS100 isn't bad. It's not a bad entry level. I like the HAKKO FA430. I don't like the price of the HAKKO FA430. That makes me sick every time I set up a new station. That really does make me sick every time I set up a new station. So just look up the cost of that and the stupid hose it comes with. It's just not worth my time to like try and, you know, come up with a custom solution where I build one myself, because in the time that I'll take to come up with a custom solution like that, I probably would lose out on the work that we could have gotten done during that time. I don't have a problem with pace, just for being expensive. My issue with them is that the Atten 862 rework station at under $300 is not only more featured, but also more powerful than the one that they sell for $1,100 or $1,200. So it's not even like you're paying to get the highest quality. You're actually getting something that's slower to heat up, that puts out less power than the station that costs 1/3 as much. And it's just, you gotta put it 1/4 as much, actually. You gotta try. Go surface tension. So I put a lot of solder on the center pad because it'll allow the chip to kind of glide around and find its spot. And then if I have it find its spot, once it finds its spot, I go away, then I go back in really quick. I push it down, and now I have it right in the center. So it doesn't matter how steady your hands are. I hear this all the time. My hands are not steady. I can't solder. I can't do what you do because my hand is not perfectly steady. Oh my God, I am so sick and tired of hearing that as an excuse for not being able to take part in this lovely profession. because there are so many little tips and tricks that I've gone over on this channel over and over again from 2014 onwards on how you can have hands that are not steady, that get worse with each passing day, and still be able to take part in this lovely profession. And do all this type of work and make it even look factory like that, to where it really does pretty much look exactly where it was when it was soldered on here at the factory by someone who probably makes in a year what you make in a day, which is kind of sad, but that's a topic for another video. See that? It's just everything's in its right place, as Radiohead would say. Everything's in its right place. Surface tension puts everything where it's supposed to be, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to wait for this to cool off a little bit. We're going to use our Rapid Cool technology. Rapid Cool technology is patented, copyrighted by Rossmann Repair Group, Inc. Do not try to use this in your own repair shop, or we will send agents of the law to take money from you or arrest you for copying our intellectual property, trade secret, patent. This is how we cool it off. We use the HAKKO FA430 right up against the board. It gets a lot of air shooting around it, and Rambo is a broken record. He's probably one of those spam bots that started attacking me last week. Have no mercy on the spam bots. Have no mercy on the spam bots. The cheap Atten is also much better than the quick. I don't think it's much better. I think that they're almost identical. It's just the Atten is cheaper and the company is more responsive to me, so. Yeah, this is some strong suction you got going on right here. Feel that? That's strong suction. Strong suction. Now, I was using another board over there as my heatsink that covers. I was actually using another MacBook. I had a board. I had it while I was soldering over here. I had it covering this area just to make sure I don't heat anything up that I shouldn't. Let's see. Now we're gonna get a fan spin now. Whoa. Okay, that's not a fan spin. I actually got the opposite of a fan spin there. I got a noise that was really unhappy. Let's try that again. Let's see. What do I get? Oh, never mind. That's just the wrapping this is in. For some reason, I thought that was like an electrical fire. Okay, I get 24 milliamps. 24 milliamps. I get... And no green light on the charger. So let's see if we at least have PP Bus G3 Hot restored. I think that this machine sent 18 volts to everything on PP Bus that then killed everything. Okay. Let's... No, we're not dead yet, my friends. Question 7 is, what's the liquid being used? It's flux and it allows stuff to flow. Okay? So, PP3V42 is there. Yes. PP Bus G3 Hot is 12.58. So we do have PP Bus G3 Hot. It's taking 81 milliamps but not turning on. And we're also not getting a light. Is this... Yeah, that's weird. Let's see. Is this a bad DC in board or what? Let's see. What is our one wire? What is our one wire circuit giving us? Okay, 1 volt on this side, 1 volt on the other. That doesn't make sense. Adapter sense is supposed to be around 3 volts. So our adapter sense is not right, which means that this may be a bad DC in board. I think we may have a bad DC in board. Let's take a look here. Because remember, we need a green light. We need a green light to start getting stuff. So if we take a look over here, when I measure... Come on, come back, come back, come back. There we go. Okay. So adapter sense over here, I measured over this and over this. That's supposed to be about 2.9 to 3 volts. And that is not 2.9 to 3 volts. So let's just measure it at the source. So adapter sense. This is needed so that the adapter talks to the system and then gives us the... I forgot what I was just talking about. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 1 volt. That's strange. Really strange. Is my charger working the way it's supposed? Is this a bad charger or is this a bad DC in board? Let's see what happens if I use a MagSafe 1. Just crazy shits and giggles. Same shit. Yeah, I tried a MagSafe 1 just for the hell of it. 1.03. Okay, so I'm going to grab another DC in board and then we're going to go from there and see what's going on with that. See if I have another DC in board I can quickly grab. Sushi is here. David, you got to try some sushi. And also say thank you to Christopher Kelly. All right, we're going to postpone this MacBook repair to eat some sushi. So I got a DCN board. Got a DCN board, got a MacBook, but priorities. Thank you very much to Mr. Christopher Kelly for this kind and plentiful bounty that I'm about to eat. Yes. You get to watch me try and use chopsticks. Now I know that you're supposed to put the green shit in the soy sauce and everybody yells at me to do that, but I actually like taking the green shit and putting it inside of the sushi. I know, I'm strange. I like to do things in strange ways, but I kind of prefer that. I'm not really big on the soy sauce so much as I am on the wasabi, but putting, like, kind of shoving the wasabi into the sushi. I know that probably seems weird, and I get it. I don't give a shit. I like to eat stuff the way I like to eat stuff. I'm a free man. I also don't like too much excessive soy sauce because it's very salty. All right. The avocado one is always my favorite sushi. As you can see, I don't really have any idea how to use chopsticks. It's a great weight loss routine. Wasabi activated. Oh boy. Ho ho. That's good stuff. Sonny's here. Sonny, how you doing? Oh my God. Ho. Ha ha. That is some good wasabi. Oh my God. Oh, I missed that. I missed that feeling of half of my face being on fire. I really don't get all this India spam. I don't get it. It's confusing to me. Can anybody explain the concept behind it? My joints come in the same box. Rolled with love. Oh man. Oh my God. Every now and then I think everybody should have the experience of their face going on fire. Just a little bit. Yeah, I suck at using chopsticks, so I just wind up stabbing the sushi. Oh my god. Oh. Which nozzles, Maven? That's some good shit. Hmm? Dear God. That is some straight up teary wasabi. Like my face is melting right now. I don't know if you could see that. My eyes are like, I don't think I'm crying, but I think I am. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, thank you, Chris. Whoa. My God. I missed my wasabi. Okay. Let's take some more. Let's take some more. Avocado sushi is by far the best one. Best. Oh, that I don't know, Maven. I'm not sure. I know Atkins Quick is not compatible, which is sad. Oh, fuck. Whoa. Can someone ban Rambo? Seriously, that's so annoying. Can someone get rid of the spam, please? This spam is so tiring. Oh. Oh. He just keeps copying and pasting the same thing. It's so annoying. And then when you ban him, there'll be 20 other bots that show up and say, no more wasabi. I couldn't finish it. There's still a lot left. See? See that? The container still has wasabi in it, but I can't finish that. Oh my god. I'm a pussy when it comes to wasabi. I wish I had the balls to be able to finish that whole thing, but I don't. Oh, jeez. Look, there's still a bunch left. Like, I barely made a dent in this, and my face melted off. What is STL? Okay, right? I think that's awesome. I'm proud and honored at the effort that you're putting in to do what it is you're doing. Thank you. All right, so back to the board repair. Now that my face is melted off, we are going to... Oh, here's your money, now eat it. $2 is not enough for me to eat wasabi raw. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. No way in hell. Okay, so I'm going to plug in this DC in board. My... Do we have a difference? Okay, so we have a light in the charger, but now it's only taking 66 milliamps. We're back to 81, but at least we have a light in the charger. Okay, that's progress, I think. Or is it? I don't think this is any progress. I think that this is a fake green light. Wait a second. No, it's not. 700 milliamps. 700 milliamps! We're good! Come on. Spin, fan. Spin. So this is the 2015 model. This is when they stopped having the fan spin immediately. This model, I shit you not, it waits till the CPU is like 80 Celsius or so before the fan turns on. It's so stupid. Here's $50. Eat that mofo. Here's 2 more. Eat it. I'm not eating that. No. Actually, you know, I'm gonna consult with Hi. Let's see. What do they say? Okay, so the good news is the board works now, and as you can see, adapter sense is good. Adapter sense is 3.42 volts. So the reason that we weren't getting a green light after we fixed all of that is that the charger was not able to speak to the machine. Now, usually adapter sense over here, adapter sense is a 3.42 volt line. It's 3.42 volt data line. And when I measured, when I wasn't getting the green light, after this chip was getting power, after SMC BCACOK was present, after the ISL 6259 was good, I noticed that this is 1 volt, and that's a little on the low side. So I tried a different charger, and it's still on the low side. So I replaced the DC in board itself, and then it worked. So Paul got absolutely fucked on this. So he actually fixed it, and he did a perfect job. Everything worked. The DC in board, the transistor that's going to take 18 volts and turn it to 12, as well as the chip that's going to do that, tell it to do that, and the resistor that powers it, all died because Paul's luck sucks. Now, this is actually turning on. I know you guys can't see that to believe it because it's because the fan's not spinning. This is a 2015 model. This is around the time that Apple decided we created a machine that doesn't overheat, and it's not failing. These machines are not failing. So I don't get it. I really don't. So they didn't change the heatsink design at all from the year before, and they didn't change the casing at all. But what they did do is they made the fan not turn on until it's about 20 Celsius hotter. So you'll see at some point this fan will start spinning, but it's taken 700 milliamps. This is turning on, and this is working. And I'm obviously it's gonna, the board's gonna get cleaned up, and it's gonna go through the people that do all the testing. Does Wi-Fi work? All the keys in the keyboard work, and all that stuff. I don't do that here on camera because it's incredibly boring. But this is working. We fixed our problem. It's good, Nicholas. It just doesn't have the exact same mount that mine does. I can't find one that has that anymore that you can purchase in America. But eventually, you'll see that this is Apple for you. Look at it. Ow. So I can't keep my finger here for more than a second at a time because it actually burns my hand. And now it starts spinning. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Again, I'm not making this stuff up. This is hot enough that it burns my finger. It waits it waits that long to turn the fan on. And the fan is not even turning on, spinning fast. It's spinning at a speed where you really can't feel any airflow. But anyway. So that's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something from this little diagnostic investigative board repair. Also, hopefully, if you're someone who's ever had something come back for warranty, or you're a customer that had something fixed by a repair shop and then it died again, I'm hoping that a video like this will give you a little bit more insight into the stuff that can go wrong. Again, Paul has been here for 17, 18. Yeah, Paul's been here for 17, 18, 19. 4.5, almost 5 years now. He's really amazing at his job. He is the most meticulous person here. He did a perfect job on everything that he did. He measured everything. It worked for weeks. And not only did one chip fail around where he fixed the problem, but literally everything just decided to cascadingly fail at the same time for no good reason. This died for no good reason. The transistor died for no good reason. The ISL died for no good reason. Charger DCN died for good reason after the ISL died for no good reason. But this is not even remotely related to all of that. Now, what I think happened is this. This came in for a current sensing failure initially, and we fixed the current sensing problem. Current sensing has to do with charging. Now, what could have happened to kill that? That would also kill it again when it comes back here. That kills the chip that creates battery charging voltage, the chip that deals with the charger, and the actual charge port. I think that this customer, might be hooking this computer up to their mains voltage rather than a MagSafe. Either that or they probably have some shit charger. So at this point, what I usually tell the people here is if someone has a machine where the charging IC dies for no good reason, USB-C mux dies for no good reason, no water, or the current sensing circuit dies for no good reason, ask the customer what type of charger they're using and just let them know that if they continue to use that charger, they may have this problem again, so that they're not that mad when when something like this happens. So at least they know, again, then at that point, they can be mad at who sold them the charger. They could be mad at their kid for buying a knockoff charger. They could be mad at the manufacturer for charging $90 for a piece of shit MacBook charger that dies, but they won't be as mad with you. So, in my opinion, I think that what happened here was a bad charger because, again, everything that died in this machine initially, current sensing for a charging circuit has to do with the charger, and there's no water on it. And now, again, with no water on it, the charge port, the charging IC, the transistor, the charging IC controls, and the charger DCN all dies again. This all really points to the customer having a bad charger. And obviously, this is not something that we're going to charge them for again. They paid for a repair or whatever. I'm not going to say like, oh, your charger died or whatever. But this is one of those areas where, to help with customer satisfaction, if you just set the expectations right, let them know, based on the failure method, here's what happened. So, because again, when there's water damage, I can tell them someone spilled something on this, and then they know not to spill something on it again. But when there's no spill whatsoever and something dies, and it dies in this manner, it usually does mean that they likely have a bad charger. And I don't sell chargers to customers. I tell them to go to the Apple store and buy one of theirs, because if it kills their computer, then, well, yeah, not. So that's about it. That's it for today. And as always, I hope that you learned something. Is this work all covered under the warranty, or do you say since it broke after we fixed it, you fixed it for free? We have on board repair, it's a 3-month warranty. Honestly, even as long as the customer is not an absolute total raging asshole, within 1 year, we'll usually fix it again for free. And sometimes even a little bit after, depending on what the problem is. For something like this, again, if they send it back in, it's like fine. I'm not gonna like nickel and dime them on this shit, and I'm probably not gonna bill them for the charge port. If they came back a year later or something and their CPU was dead, then we have a different story. But this is not something that I'm gonna bill them for. But anyway, I will see you all later. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the wasabi. I'm sorry. I really appreciate it. I know someone donated $50 to watch me eat the rest of this. I cannot do that. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not lighting my face on fire for $50. I apologize for the disappointment that many of you may have wanting to see me eat the rest of this. Not only was this setting my face on fire when I was using it with the food, but now I've eaten the food, so I don't have anything to eat this with. So I would be just taking this fire and putting it in my mouth, and I would probably die. I'd probably die. I think that I would cease to exist. So I can't. It's not happening. No. See you all later. Okay, Anel, now we're talking. Someone in the chat said, how about $600,000? You know what? I would consider it. I'll consider it for $600,000. How about that? All right, I'll see you all later.